Holly.
I'm Larry.
It is a gorgeous spring day, although one of us seems to be confused about the weather. I'm wearing sleeveless and Larry's wearing long sleeves. It is just a beautiful, beautiful May day. We're at Pinnacle Mountain, just outside of Little Rock, Arkansas. This is a very popular park on the easternmost end of the Ouachita Mountains. At the peak, not only can you see Little Rock, but you can also see three rivers, Maumelle, Little Maumelle, and Arkansas. We had an interview with a prospective employee in Little Rock this morning, so that's why we decided just to stay close and have fun hiking. Our plan is to hike around the base of the mountain and several of the other trails in this park before we climb to the vista near sunset. It's mid-afternoon, so we're getting a late start, but whenever I'm given an opportunity to hike, I'm on it. We are walking around the mountain right now. Other than the many rocks, which pretty much kill the ankles, or at least my ankle, it is just such an easy walk. The uphill is almost nothing, the downhill is almost nothing. It's this gorgeous green canopy. It is just a really pretty day. It's just nice to be outside, enjoying the weather. Time for Larry and I just to chit-chat about nothing and talk with God and enjoy the lack of pressures of life at this very second. I'm sure they will come pouring back when we are back in front of computers and trying to get work done. But right now is a time for enjoyment, meditation, and this is what I like about hiking. I guess he thinks I'm going too slowly. Also for Larry, it's a practice hike because he will be joining his brother and nephews on a hike at Philmont Scout Camp where they're going to be going about, I don't know, maybe 60 miles over the course of 10 days. It's not too far, but he's carrying weight to practice. I'm carrying nothing to make it easier on my ankles. So now we've switched from the green blazes to blue. We crossed the street. This is a part that is not as well traveled. In fact, I've never been on this part before today. And the ground's amazing. Oh, the joy of walking on pine straw and leaves without lots of rocks is just music to my little tootsies. Guess we're gonna cross the railroad tracks. And these are definitely well-used railroad tracks. Trains come along here all the time, but I actually haven't heard of a train today. I think it's unusual. Mud. Ooh. Definitely muddy here. Of all my children, Ryan probably got sent home from school more than anybody else. And half of it was that with cystic fibrosis, he was more sick than Eric and he would be coughing or just not feeling well. He periodically got put on medicines that conflicted with other medicines and made him throw up every day. Even though I told the schools he was throwing up because of medicine. If he threw up, he had to go home. So I was used to getting calls from the school sending Ryan home. So one day when I was at work, I got a call from the school saying I needed to come and pick Ryan up. Okay, what's wrong with him today? He's coated in mud and we can't send him back to class, says the secretary. He's what? He is coated in mud and we can't send him to class. He's too dirty. He is coated in mud. So that seemed the most ridiculous reason to be sent home from school, in my opinion. But nonetheless, I was being called to school to pick him up. So I went, and I was almost to the school when I got smart. Before going to the school, I went home, and I picked up trash bags. I figured if he was muddy enough that they wanted to send him home, then I should be prepared to be able to put him in the car. And I got to school, and he and about 4 other boys were all sitting in the office. They were head to foot coated in mud. Apparently they were playing, and the school at the time had not yet fixed some of the drainage problems, and they were playing outside, and as each dove for balls, they each slipped and ended up with mud head to foot Their entire bodies, front and back, were coated. So Ryan was delighted at being able to get out of school just for being muddy. And I was delighted at having garbage bag. He had great plans of the next day doing it again, but they decided that as long as it was muddy, there would be no playing outside, thus squashing Ryan's plans of escaping class. Today's verse of the day is Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. When he is old, he will not depart from it. It's a verse I already knew. I will say it's a verse I call upon to God. I see it as one of God's promises that my kiddos will end up going the right way. The hard part about it is the burden of, did I do it right? To me, parenting is the most rewarding, absolutely the most rewarding of anything I've ever done with my life. I love being a mother, and sometimes I'm not sure if I have really trained them right. There are times that work has gotten the better of us, or hospitalization. There are times that our focus isn't right. Jesus talks about
balancing life correctly. No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be loyal to the one and despise the other.
What you treasure is what you will love, what you will focus on. So I don't know if I've done a good enough job of teaching my kids what they should know, but I've tried. And I, for one, love God.
And my prayer is that God has used my and other people's actions to teach my kiddos to seek God and follow in His ways.
And I really hope that all 4 of my kids have that same passionate love for our Heavenly Father. He seems harmless. I think he's more afraid of us than we are of him. Yeah. Okay, we're supposed to be going to the right, but there's a big Mama Overlook up ahead. Wonder what it is. All right, we took a detour to go to the big Mama Overlook, and I would say it's like completely anticlimactic. And it should be called the... Thanks, love, for pushing me. Yeah, I would say it's better a view of the Arkansas River if you're not being shoved forward by your husband. Thanks, love. Hello, Dragonfly. How are you today? I like this blaze. It's definitely one you can't miss. Wind feels amazing. Because 82 degrees isn't hot, but it's warm enough that it's just nice to have a nice breeze. So we've been on this bike trail for quite a while now, and it is just such a nice walk because it's meant for bikes and hikes. It's not too rocky. I say that as I get to rocks, that's funny. It's just been kind of an easy walk. The hills are kind of fun. They have these wraparound curvy things that I'm sure bikes love, but it's not bad for walking either. And it's just been delightful. We're currently at 5 3/4 miles. We are going much faster on this bike trail than we had been on the other part, decided that we're slow hikers. And I don't know if we're slow hikers because we have a slow gait, or we're slow hikers because we stop and take photos. Or maybe both. Or maybe when my ankle hurts, I slow down. I don't know. At any rate, this bike trail is delightful. I'm missing my doggy. Rogue would love it here. I really enjoy hiking with him when I don't have to have him on a leash. And I didn't bring him because I thought there'd be tons of people. Plus, I would have had to bring a dog to an interview, which could be a little bit awkward. Rogue does not like bicycles, so I think the bikes we saw would have probably freaked him out, and I would have definitely had to leash him for part of it. And now, we are road walking. It was either do a road walk or go back the way we came. Since we've gone over 6 miles, back the way we came is 6 miles. Whereas a road walk might be 2? Question mark? Not really sure. I think we went a different way than we had planned. But it has been so enjoyable. Okay, we've gotten to where we can see Pinnacle Mountain in front of us, and that's where we'll be heading. So we're done for the day. We didn't go up Pinnacle Mountain. We kind of are running out of time. Sunset is in 1 hour.
She doesn't want to run up the mountain.
And
it's only 3/4 of a mile.
It's really steep. They say you should allow 2 hours, and I don't have my light with me. Plus, my ankle and my knee are really hurting on the down.
There's the excuse, because it would be nice pictures, and we have
It would be amazing pictures. We only have one headlamp, and he didn't want to give me his headlamp. We went 9.5 miles in 4 3/4 hours.
The park closes an hour. They lock the gates an hour after sunset. Sunset is in 53 minutes. So
they really say you have to allow 2 hours to go to the top.
If we were fresh, we could probably do fine, but the whole point of coming out here was for me to carry my pack, and I am not fresh anymore.
I don't know. It can smell a little bit fresh to me.
Doesn't stink.
At any rate, it was nice. I think it was further than we thought it was going to be, because I think we thought originally we were going to do 8 miles total, including Pinnacle Mountain, and we did 9.5 without a 1.5 miles up and down Pinnacle Mountain. You know, for a half day of hiking, I think we rocked. It was easy. Grade was easy, which is good for ankles, but bad for him training for Philmont. Oh well, it was fun. Signing off. Have a great night. Bye.